tour guide, the president, the king around here. I'm the landlord, owner, tenant, janitor, I'm off the damn floor. What you want for the rules? We're going to skip the rules, whatever. Those who listens, y'all know the rules. I'm going to get right into this because I got to call my daughter. And before it's 3 hours behind us where she at before her bed. Anyway, so I've been checking out this Cameron situation. Well, Cameron Albee out situation. And there is some people saying that Jim Jones is behind this whole thing. Now I asked that question on my on the first video, the video I did yesterday on this matter, and somebody was in the comments was like, nah, that Albie Al and Jim Jones ain't cool. If they not friends like that. They only known each other for like 2 years, if not. 2 years is a long time. I know 2 years is very. It all depends on where you looking, or perspective, or from which vantage point you watching. If you met a girl today, or let's not even any if you meet somebody 2 years ago and and you hang out with him multiple times, or you do 2 3 shows with it, two three shows 1 year is long enough for two people to build a bond, right? Now, a couple of months, sometimes you see somebody and you click with them immediately. Now you don't take on their beefs that fast, but I'm saying you might see somebody, you click with them immediately, have a mutual respect or admiration with each other, and y'all connect throughout time. Y'all have phone calls, y'all make plans, y'all might execute some of them. Some of them might fall by the wayside. Y'all drinking and smoking or whatever. A bond is very easy to build. So what I saw on the gentleman Harlem Legends channel, he said he got sources. I don't have no sources in that area of the of the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know nobody. Like, at least I don't think so. I mean, like I know niggas in Harlem, but not dudes that run with any of them. You know what I mean? I got dudes in. I know, of course, I know people in Jersey. I know people everywhere, but not, I don't know nobody that run with them. He's saying he has sources that it was that it was Jim Jones. But he's not saying what I didn't catch him. What I didn't hear him say was that Jim Jones directly put Albee out up to this. Like he told him go air that boy out. He didn't tell. That's not what he didn't say. That what he said was it was over time. You know, like over the time, like while over that year or whatever 2 years or however long they've been building their bond. Jim Jones has made it clear how he felt about Cam, and so on and so forth. And it's it's just like the influence, like the way he's like, not lack of a better word, is like a brainwash. It's a programming. You know what I'm saying? The words just find this. They marinate in your mind, and all of a sudden it's like you like I don't like this dude either. You know what I mean? And yeah, so Harlem Legend is confirming, or he's all but confirming. Like he's saying his sources are telling him, you know what I mean? And then he said he knows. I mean, he did mention the dude. He shouted out a dude. I can't remember his name. The dude he shouted out was somebody that's. He said he was Cam's right hand man. So maybe that's where he getting his information from. And maybe so maybe it's one side. Maybe that's the suspicion on Cam's side. I don't know. You know what I mean? So that could be that could be that situation. Myself, so Albion said some things. He came back and he responded. He wanted to clarify his statements, and I don't feel like he said or did anything that really I mean, respectfully, I don't feel like he clarified. I feel like he just said the same thing over, or he didn't say the same thing over, but it was like a synonym of what he said. You know what I mean? Or he just like finished the sentence. Like, he gave us the rest of the paragraph. It was the same conversation. You know what I mean? What he said, he did kind of like check himself a little bit and saying that he got to stop holding other people to the same standards that he holds himself to. which is smart because that's a real thing. People don't give it up to it. Nobody is you. You are one of one. Every one of you, right? But then he goes on to explain, so on and so forth. Like, I wouldn't be talking about nobody that I used to be friends with that, I used to run with, get money, we got history and all of that. Now we ain't rocking with each other. I wouldn't be talking about what I wouldn't be talking about him like that. That shows my character. He's like, I tell, everybody in the team would know what it is, you know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't be on in an interview somewhere airing him out. Like that's basically whack character. I recognize that. I would respectfully like to amend that. I would add a little amendment to that statement in my case. Like, I'm not going to sit there. I agree with that, but I'm not going to sit there in an interview and act like everything is all good with somebody that I refuse, that we not even on speaking terms. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to ask me. I'm not going to be in an interview and they ask me what's up with such and such, and I ain't spoke to that nigga in years, and we not cool, and I'm gonna be like, nah, it's all good. I'm not gonna lie to y'all like that. You know what I'm saying? I will let y'all know that we ain't on good terms right now. I got some dudes who are my brothers, but they we still brothers, but we ain't friends. Like, that's a real thing. Excuse me. And some dudes we ain't even brothers no more. I'm just not rocking with them. But I'm not going to sit in the interview and bash them. Like, I'm not going to do that, but I'm not going to act like it's still all good and it ain't. You know, People ask me when we going to do a boot camp documentary or boot camp whatever project. I'm like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm like, sometimes we be having ups and downs, and right now sometimes we together, sometimes we more divided. We kind of divided right now. You know what I mean? That might be my way of saying everybody mad at each other this week or this month, this year. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to keep it fake. I'm not going give y'all false hope or you know exaggerate y'all or inflate y'all expectations. I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I basically recognize what he's saying. And somebody said in my comments like, this ain't going to really be no problem because Cam ain't going to do nothing. You know what I mean? Somebody stated that in my comments on the last video, and that may. I believe that. I believe like Cam ain't trying to take this note. Like, this is like other comments. To quote other comments, Cam is a successful, personality. He's a celebrity. He's got bread. He's doing very well for himself. It don't make much sense for him to come down up off of his high horse and respond to this situation. But he has already. He just did it he responded under a post. Like, he didn't say nothing. He typed something. And he called Albee a bozo. He said he looked like a bozo. You know what I mean? So that's something. You understand? That's not deflecting. That's not trying to be the bigger man. That's not none of that. You know what I'm saying? So who knows where this will go? But I feel like, I don't know what to say about this. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is the way dudes promote these days or whatever. It just is what it is. People get in. They the controversy, the shock value, the whatever is. It does wonders for people's numbers. I guess I don't know. I don't really be checking people's numbers like that. I feel like no matter what you do in this day and age, all of you could create the biggest spectacle in the world and you put out your album and niggas is gonna be done with your album in 2 weeks and on to the next. That's the climate I feel like we living in right now. So, I don't know how this method, this process that everybody trusts actually works. I don't know how well it actually works. You know what I mean? But that's what everybody's doing, and if it's safe, then whatever. It's all entertainment, right? Then y'all have at it. I guess. You know what I mean? I tell y'all what my worries is. My worries is the sort of thing. I have two worries in this situation every time. It's the situation spilling out of control and into the streets. You know what I mean? Like, everybody be talking about keeping hip hop, but I'm like, it almost never just stays hip hop. It almost always turns into some sort of residual negativity, violence, whatever. Somebody get chased, somebody get slapped, somebody get robbed, somebody get whatever outside of the raps. It don't be the rappers. It's most of the times it's the entourage, but it almost always happens. So that's one of my problems with the situation. And my other problem is, yo niggas, come on, B. We got bigger fish to fry. That's how I always feel when I see these situations. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. In this situation, niggas like, yo, niggas should keep it hip hop. This didn't really start as hip hop, did it? Like, Albee out and he didn't jump out the window and say Cam raps is trash or nothing like that. He directly he took shots at the main character. I wonder how Mech and Gat felt. Like, I wonder how they felt when they asked him the question about the Knicks. They was talking all, as New Yorkers, we all happy. Every opportunity to talk about the Knicks right now, we'll take it. You understand what I'm saying? So Gad is a big is a big Knicks fan. I believe Mech is a big Knicks fan too. You know what I mean? Um, I know they was probably going. They they Cam is a mainstream name. You understand what I'm saying? Has notoriously throughout this whole process been a Nick hater until the very end, and then he threw on the blue and orange and all of that, and was act and he was trolling. He know what he doing. It's funny. He's, like everybody else is on the bandwagon. He jumped on the bandwagon too, but you know I feel like when Gat brought that, in the clip I saw, when Gat brought that up, he did not expect that situation to go left. If that was planned, then that's good acting, Gat. But it seemed like Gat or Mech did not expect that to go in that direction. And all of a sudden, they seemed a little bit shell shocked when Son started going off. You know what I mean? And here's the thing: if that's what you want, that's what you want. Not Gat and Matt. I'm talking about Albee. But to everybody rest of y'all, to all of the rest of y'all, like if that's what you want, that's what you want. But if you not, if that's not what you're looking for, if you're not looking for real issues, then we have to stop. With respect to all of the media people, we gotta learn how not to take the bait. We can't as peers find ourselves in drama with somebody that we considered peers just because we did an interview and the nigga asked us a question. It's like he asked the question, I gotta answer it. Do you have to answer it? Or you're not gonna go viral, huh? And we stuck. Like you can't answer it respectfully. Like we do as rappers, we do amazing things with words. We know how to say all kind of stuff. We know how to say one thing 12 different ways as a rapper, if you're a good rapper, especially. You understand what I'm saying? So you can only do that when the beat is playing. Why you can't say you don't like a rapper's song or whatever it is, whatever your opinion? Why you can't find a way to say it that ain't disrespectful? You understand what I'm saying? Because niggas ain't ducking no smoke. Because niggas ain't sugarcoating. Being tough means too much to a lot of you dudes, I swear. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Being tough mean too much to y'all. You know what I mean? To like some dudes are so busy trying to prove that ever since I've been blogging and I stay trying to prove to you niggas that I'm not as scary as some people think I am. Like that's like that's a whole opposite dynamic for me. I'm not trying to prove to nobody I'm tough. I'm trying to prove to people. I'm trying to prove to women that I'm safe. So they don't be locking their doors when I walk. Anyway, that's a whole nother. I'm trying to prove to people that I'm safe because I be scaring away the money, or you could scare it away anyway. Y'all know what I'm saying. So yeah, like the point I was trying to make is like we don't let's not let let's not just find ourselves in drama and then feel oblivious like I didn't do nothing. The nigga just asked me a question. We've been seeing this happen for a while long right now. We should see that curveball coming.
Pause.
Pause, protesters. Get your ass out of here. The rest of y'all, welcome to the nation. Monster Nation, that is. I'm your host, your tour guide, your landlord, owner, tenant, janitor. I mop the damn floor with you. If you don't follow the rules are you gotta like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications. Trying to be a taxpayer citizen, hit us with a super thanks, super chat, or cash app. We actually prefer the cash app. Cash app tag is going to be in the description along with the Bandcamp link. The Bandcamp link is there for those of you who would rather hear me rap than hear me yap. Rap over yap, hit the Bandcamp. Hit the Bandcamp link. All of the mixtapes is there. Well, most of them, except for two of them. You know what I'm saying? It's a merch link there and all of that. If you spelling stuff, spell it correctly. It's monster, not monster. It's an A, no ERs. Helter Skelter, not Helter Skelters. A's and H's, no E's and R's. I mean, it's BCC, not BBC.
Pause.
I'm saying, don't get mad. It's funny to me. Anyway, if you made it to the end of this video, let me get 4 thumbs up. Did I miss anything before? Let me not just run out of here all fat. Did I miss anything? Let me know right quick. Fan Rock said, talking on the internet is not being tough. Hey, I mean, you raise a good point there, sir. Let me see. What else? He a Spurs fan because he was in San Antonio in the 90s. That's why he a Spurs fan, y'all. Now, I feel like everybody from New York who's not a New York fan, I mean, I'm not discrediting what you said, Rude Boy, but I feel like a lot of people used to be, you know, if you let them talk long enough, they'll tell you how they used to be Knicks fans, and the Knicks just kept disappointing them, hurting their feelings. If you let them talk long enough, they'll tell you that. They'll be like, I'm tired of the UN. You missed and Reggie Miller and you know what I'm saying? They'll tell you. So for a long time when I be cursing niggas out for not being New York fans, I be telling them, I'm like, yo, it's safe to come back, B. Like when Melo came, I thought we
Pause.
was on to something good. When we got Melo, like that second year was his first year niggas did all right. The second year they made it to like the second round and they made it past that since then until recently. But we was at Melo's second year here, we was looking good, B. I thought it was safe to come on home. Let me see. What else? I ain't missing none. Okay. Somebody said AI, a real stepper Jones, better calm that ish down. Yeah, I mean, like, hey, but being a real stepper, you know, like, I worry about that because, you know, the word on this, I don't really, I'm not really familiar with his music, but niggas is like, but people say he's talented. You know, people like his music. You know, somebody, you know, he got a deal and all of that. Well, I thought all of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, kind of conspiracies and all kind of this, that, and the third. He said he out here trying to push peace these days. You know, I don't know. Put your thoughts in the comments. If you made it to the end of this video, let me get four thumbs up. Rock on, rock on.